With that down, let's move on to main topic number 4. And our fourth main topic today gets submitted to us by Franklin Bailey, who writes, "Hey, John, I just saw that Timothy Olyphant is going to be playing Boba Fett in Mandalorian Season 2. I'm confused because I thought the original actor who played Jango Fett was cast to play him. That's Morrison. What do you think of this move?" All right, Franklin, thanks a lot for sending that in. However, we do need to be very, this is the problem with just reading headlines. We got to be very careful about qualifying this. Nobody is saying that Timothy Olyphant is playing Boba Fett. All right. But John, I saw the headlines. No. Here's what the headline said. Okay. So here's what the headline said. Olyphant, this is from Screen Rant, who originally broke this story. Olyphant filmed scenes wearing the Boba Fett's Mandalorian armor for the upcoming second season of The Mandalorian. That might sound confusing because earlier this month it was reported that Temuera Morrison, who originated the role of Jango Fett, and we saw in Aquaman recently, had been cast as Boba Fett. So, what's going on here? If Morrison is playing the role of Boba Fett, then Timothy Olyphant is playing an enigmatic character named Cobb Vanth. Now, if you don't recognize the name, it's because he's never really appeared in anything except in the novels. Introduced in Chuck Wendig's Aftermath book series, Vanth is the self-appointed sheriff of the Tatooine-based settlement Freetown. He wears a mysterious set of Mandalorian armor that was acquired from Jawas, who scavenged the wreckage of Jabba the Hutt's sail barge shortly after the events of Return of the Jedi. So what we have here, apparently, at any rate, is a situation where we're going to have Boba Fett, but we're also going to have another character wearing Boba Fett's armor. Does that sound a little bit confusing? Sure. Could it be a little bit confusing for some people? Sure. But it sounds like Olyphant is not indeed playing Boba Fett and is instead playing this other character. Now, Rob, this is going to be the first time that we've seen Mandalorian and heard reports about Mandalorian delving into stuff from the original movies. Of course, in Mandalorian Season 1, they went to Tatooine, which to me was the worst episode that they did. And we all know in Season 2, they're digging into some of the old TV stuff to bring in some of the cartoon characters. This is the first time I think that, at least that I can remember, that they're going to be diving into bringing in characters that were introduced and have only been up to this point in some of the novels, which could be interesting and all that kind of stuff. I suppose I got to admit, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Aftermath books. I was not a big fan of the Aftermath books. So there's that. But anyway, Rob, Timothy Olyphant, we always say, you hear me say all the time, it's never a mistake to add talent. I love this guy. This guy's amazing, whether he's in Justified or Deadwood, or man, he was even in The Good Place for a couple of episodes playing himself, which I thought was great. But so I love the addition of him, as a matter of fact.
Me too.
This character, interesting. I mean, interesting. I don't know if this is going to be a good character or a bad character or whatever, but adding him is kind of cool. Anyway, what do you make of this?
First of all, I love the idea of, if that's the case, if that's what's really going on, that they're delving into, like, look, I'm a big fan of all the kinds of expanded universe things. All I can say is I would pay lots of money to see Grand Admiral Thrawn show up in the show, but okay. I think it's great, and I'm really excited. Timothy Olyphant, I've been a fan of his since I saw Doug Liman's movie Go back in the 90s. And I've loved him ever since. I think he has a great presence. I think he fits really well. But you know what? Temuera Morrison, I mean, like you said, is he playing Boba Fett, this guy? No, Temuera Morrison could play Captain Rex and Boba Fett.
He could.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to play Captain Rex, but I love Captain Rex. I got a great action figure of Captain Rex. And Hot Toys is putting out a Captain Rex, so I'm excited. But Timothy Olyphant can do no wrong. I don't care who he plays, John. I don't care who he plays. I just love the fact that they're going after the choices. You know what they're doing? It's almost as if we're sitting around in a bar. I mean, I know you don't drink, but if you and I were sitting around in a bar and we were having a Star Wars conversation about what we would love to see in The Mandalorian, we would come up with stuff like this. We'd be like, wouldn't it be cool if, maybe not this particular choice, but I think that's kind of where they're going with this show. The cast, look, Carl Weathers and Giancarlo Esposito and Werner Herzog. I mean, Gina Carano. Who would have thought all these people would be together in a Star Wars show? And now they're adding Timothy Olyphant and Temuera Morrison. It's like, and Katie Sackhoff. This show just gets more and more awesome as it goes along, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Jack Nicholson comes out of retirement to play some grizzled old wizened Jedi in the show. I mean, who knows at this point? But I think it's exciting.
All right, guys, here. The question is this. What do you think about the addition of Timothy Olyphant to Mandalorian Season 2? We got to be getting close to a Mandalorian Season 2 trailer. At least an initial tease. We got to be getting close to that. And maybe we'll see some of these faces in there. Questions, what do you think about this, guys? Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys.